Support comes from Gemma, architects, planners, and designers seeking to bring joy to their clients and communities. Details at gemastl.com.
From the St. Louis Public Radio Newsroom, this is The Gateway. It's Tuesday, December 16th. I'm Abby Larico. There's a new party culture in St. Louis, where attendees are trading their vodka seltzers for lattes. And that's not because they stayed up all night.
Times are changing, like the culture is changing, club culture is kind of dying. Like people are tired of overpriced drinks and just like going to a club and getting drunk. And most people now just want to have a good time like sober.
St. Louis Public Radio's Lara Hamdan spoke with the organizers and patrons of this new kind of early party scene. That story's coming up after this news on The Gateway. The St. Louis County Council has unveiled its plan to deal with a budget deficit of about $81 million. St. Louis Public Radio's Rachel Littman explains the proposal that's likely to be adopted by the council today.
The council's spending plan cuts about $49 million from County Executive Sam Page's budget proposals, mostly by eliminating more than 300 long vacant positions. Out-of-town travel and training is also off the table for next year. Belnor Democrat Rita Days, the council's chairwoman, says the council needed to step up and start working on the county's fiscal problems.
It's unfortunate that we are where we are now, but we have decided that we have to be the leaders in the room.
While there are no tax increases, the council is looking at other forms of revenue, like raising the cost to municipalities who contract with the county for policing. The proposal also uses about $16 million in RAM settlement funding. A spokesman for Page says he has not seen the bills. I'm Rachel Littman, St. Louis Public Radio.
The council will use legislative maneuvers to send the bills to Page today. While there is some debate over whether he can legally veto them, the votes are there to override. Time is running out for United Healthcare and the SSM Health System to reach a deal on insurance coverage. Health systems and insurance companies regularly hammer out deals that set how much insurers pay for surgeries and other procedures. The companies are accusing each other of asking for too much money. St. Louis Public Radio's Sarah Fenton reports if the two companies don't get to an agreement by the new year, thousands in the region could lose in-network coverage at SSM hospitals and clinics.
Health systems and insurance companies regularly negotiate how much insurers reimburse hospitals for patient care. But United and SSM are in a stalemate right now, and both sides are blaming each other. United representatives say SSM officials are asking for a double-digit price increase in commercial plans over the next 2 years. They argue care at SSM is more expensive than other providers in the region. SSM says costs to provide medical care have gone up, and United is tallying record profits while denying care to members. Those with United insurance are worried. SSM sent patients a letter that informs them their providers may soon be out of network. SSM is encouraging those patients to call the insurer and, quote, express your frustration. I'm Sarah Fenton, St. Louis Public Radio.
Sarah also reports this means people like David Wise in South St. Louis County are left wondering what to do. His son has chronic health problems and regularly sees specialists at SSM's Cardinal Glennon Hospital.
I wish the people involved in the negotiations would come down to a pediatric hospital that's affected by this and talk to the families, see some of the kids, and then go back and negotiate.
The current contract runs out December 31st. Proponents and opponents of Missouri's mid-decade congressional redistricting are also at odds over whether the map passed in September is currently in effect. St. Louis Public Radio's Jason Rosenbaum says the disagreement is likely to lead to yet another redistricting-related lawsuit.
People Not Politicians turned in signatures last week to put the new congressional map up for a statewide vote. But Secretary of State Denny Hoskins says the new lines went into effect on Thursday.
The map would not be frozen until I certify the referendum.
Richard Von Glahn of People Not Politicians says his group's signature submission froze the 2025 map.
If they actually take steps to try to implement this law illegally, yeah, there will be a lawsuit.
The result of this legal dispute could determine if Missouri's new congressional districts are in place for the 2026 midterm elections. I'm Jason Rosenbaum, St. Louis Public Radio.
The St. Louis County NAACP is suing the Department of Justice for dismantling the National Conflict Mediation Agency created by the 1964 Civil Rights Act. 10 other organizations are co-plaintiffs in the lawsuit, including the Ethical Society of Police and the Missionary Baptist State Convention of Missouri. They're fighting to protect this civil rights service from being eliminated without congressional approval. John Bowman is the county chapter's president.
The reason behind it was to de-escalate violence towards civil rights activists. And it is a vital negotiating tool that we use to bring justice in civil rights violations.
Bowman says they were mediating a case when the Trump administration shut down the division. The DOJ did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Construction is underway on 56 new houses on base at Fort Leonard Wood. STLPR's Jonathan Ahl reports the goal is to replace some of the installation's housing that's more than 60 years old.
Fort Leonard Wood in Missouri's Ozarks includes 1,800 single-family homes where soldiers stationed there and their families can live. There will be 56 new options once they're built and ready for occupancy over the next few years. Colonel Stephen Bartley is the garrison commander at the post. He says the new construction has been a long time coming.
So now to see the shovels in the ground and now to see the streets being cleared and construction equipment coming in, the promises being upheld, because we've been telling the community about this for quite some time.
The $50 million build will also include demolishing some outdated houses and upgrades to other homes. In Rolla, I'm Jonathan Ahl, St. Louis Public Radio.
Two Lindenwood University students are creating a new party culture in St. Louis. The fundamentals are the same. DJs, fist-pumping music, and a synchronized crowd belting out to the same tune. But it doesn't go late into the night and doesn't involve any alcohol. The location is also not your typical nightclub. All right, they have my attention. STLPR's Lara Hamdan reports.
Upstairs at the Bevo Cafe Lounge, staff are moving through their usual rhythm, greeting customers, taking orders, and brewing espressos. But this time, there are a lot more coffee orders than usual. That's because downstairs, a different kind of gathering is happening, one not typical for a Sunday morning. The coffee shop in the Bevo Mill neighborhood was the latest location for Sunday House Club, a daytime party series where attendees are trading in their vodka seltzers for lattes. It's organized by Lindenwood University students Juan Beltran and Sebastian Leon. They created Polks STL 2 years ago to host college parties. At first, it started in their dorms and then evolved into event spaces around town. But over time, Beltran said they grew tired of the nightlife vibe.
Times are changing, the culture is changing, club culture is kind of dying. People are tired of overpriced drinks and just going to a club and getting drunk.
After seeing a radio show host a daytime coffee party in Miami, Beltran wanted to give it a try in St. Louis. First, he finds a local coffee shop open to having their space accommodate dozens of people looking to dance. Then he brings together a lineup of local DJs, some university students themselves, to play their house music mixes. Beltran and Leon started posting videos of their Sunday house club online, and they quickly grabbed viewers' attention. One being Columbia resident Maya McMillan. She drove 2 hours to make it to the latest coffee party at the Bevo Cafe Lounge.
The energy in the room obviously just looked so amazing, and I loved the idea that it was a sober party and it was in the morning, and I dance in the morning all the time by myself at home, and it just looked like an environment I really wanted to be in.
The idea for Sunday House Club officially launched in November, but Beltran says they'd been testing it out with a few pop-ups around the region starting back in August. The biggest one so far happened last month at Northwest Coffee Roasting Company in the Central West End.
We've had over 650 people show up to a coffee shop, which has been insane for the business. The owner told us that in the past 12 years of him owning the company, he's never seen that many people show up to his company.
Bevo Cafe Lounge has hosted DJ sets in the daytime a few times before, which made co-owner Yasmina Smaich immediately on board with Sunday House Club.
I love this whole like fast pace and just like the young energy. It's just cool. I love that. So especially on a Sunday when it's nice and gloomy outside and snowy when we want to be like somewhere on beaches of Mexico or somewhere else.
The daytime parties are family friendly and have attracted people of all ages and professional backgrounds. Moon Harper Bay of South St. Louis heard about the latest Sunday House Club the night before and decided to go check it out by himself.
I've been talking to a couple of people, networking and stuff like that. I met a graphic designer because I have a clothing line, so I met with her and a couple other people.
Nisfeta Fazic of South St. Louis said that the fun atmosphere helps a lot with combating the Sunday scaries.
I really like the idea of coming together on a Sunday. Like, you can go to church or you can come here and get your coffee and listen to some music and get warm. So this is the opposite of Sunday scary. It's like a Sunday parade.
The Sunday House Club will stick to area coffee shops for now, but Beltran said they plan on expanding to bigger venues when the weather gets warmer and offering more activities like yoga and juices. But even as the venues get bigger, their goal will stay the same, creating a space for the community to get together in a healthy environment. The next Sunday House Club is set for January 18th at Sweetart in Midtown. I'm Lara Hamdan, St. Louis Public Radio.
Yes! Our Jonathan All edited that piece. The Gateway is a production of St. Louis Public Radio, a listener-supported service of the University of Missouri-St. Louis. Theme music by Ryan McNeely of Adult Fur. But right now, let's listen to some more of Lara's tape. I'm Abby Larico, and from the St. Louis Public Radio Newsroom, thanks for raising a cup of coffee with me this morning and for listening to The Gateway.